What talked about cooking, and I remember that you mentioned the cooking time. So it's long, especially in special on special days or events. You spend maybe hours to make food, especially for New Year, right?
Yeah,
Okay, now I want to ask you before the first question, I want to ask you how much time to spend every day on cooking?
I usually spend 2 hours for cooking a day. When my children stayed at home, I spend more, but now they don't. They study abroad, so I spend 1 or 2 hours a day.
Yeah, good. Do you think we need to spend a lot of time on cooking?
Sometimes, maybe some days, uh, just 30 minutes only.
That's okay. That's enough, actually. Why more? That's enough. Finally, we want to just, we will eat. So why we need to spend more time in the kitchen? We don't need it, actually, I think. Well, yeah. So yeah, actually, I think the average time is more than the time that we spend. So, you said I usually spend 2 hours for cooking a day. Okay, just for cooking, you don't need it. So you can say I usually spend about 2 hours a day cooking. So you need to change it to a day
As a day.
cooking. This one is better. A day cooking.
I sp- I
Yeah.
spend 1 hour a day cooking.
Yeah, of course. This one is more natural. Okay. And you said when my children stayed at home. No, stayed, no, because you were talking about the time that they were living at home. Now they actually left and moved to another maybe place. So when my kids were living at home, I used to spend even more time. I used to spend even more time. Okay, but now, of course, they're studying abroad, and just I use maybe I cook for just 1 or 2 hours, so I only cook for about 1 or 2 hours. This one is better. Yeah. Okay. Okay. And I really,
When my children, when
when
my children,
we're living, when my kids, okay, kids is better, more natural. When my kids were living, so we're
were
living
li-
at home, of course.
uh,
Yeah,
were
you can
living,
say this. I used to spend, it's not bad to use used to, I used to spend even more time. But now they're studying abroad, so I only cook for about 1 or 2 hours a day. I only cook for about 1 or 2 hours a day. Yeah, so and
okay.
when you want to emphasize a larger amount of time, you can say even more time, even more time.
Even
Yeah, of course. Well, and do you like it? Do you like cooking? Why?
I really like cooking. Um, I really like cooking, so I want to make uh, meal. I, I, I want uh, to cook meal for our family by myself. Um, I um, mm, create some um, dishes. Mm, but yeah, and I feel exciting when I make it. The dish uh, I I am so excited when it's delicious. Mm, I like cooking because I want to cook meal for my family by myself. And while cooking, I can create some dishes, some dishes, and I feel excited um, after doing this, doing this,
Yeah.
doing this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, let's see. I really like cooking. Okay. It's okay, why not? But if you want to make it more natural, you can use another adverb. So why we don't use genuinely? So I can say genuine, and now I want to make an adverb. So genuinely enjoy cooking. So I can say that is,
genuinely enjoy
yeah, of
cooking.
course, enjoy cooking. This one is better, okay? So because we want to avoid, repeating just really, of course, really like is perfect when we use it, okay? But this one is maybe stronger and we use it more. And well, let's talk about your answer. You said I really like cooking. You said I want to make, so when I make meal for my family and of course create some dishes. So let's talk about it. Maybe we need to change it a little bit. So you can say there's something really satisfying about preparing a meal for my family and myself, of course. So there is something satisfying about preparing meal or, for example, food for my family. So you enjoy it, you love it, okay? And create is not a good. You should say, I love experimenting with different dishes. And I get excited when something turns out really delicious. So I have some uh, phrases that I can add here. First, I delete, I remove, create. I say, I love
No,
experimenting, yeah, with different dishes. Okay. And I get excited. I get excited when something turns out as good, turns out really delicious. Yeah. And what is so let's talk about it. So you said I created some dishes. So created, of course, is okay. I don't want to say that no, it's definitely wrong, but I don't like it. It's like, it sounds stiff. I don't like it
mhm,
here. So experimenting adds creativity. So I think, and I feel excited. I get excited is smoother. Okay. And you can, and turns out is really common phrase, especially when talking about cooking. So turns out is really common. So it's about cooking and you can use it. And let's see the rest of your so you can say cooking gives me a chance to be creative in the kitchen. Yeah? So give me the chance or a chance to be creative. And it's such a great feeling when everyone enjoys what I've made. So you can add this. It's such a
Cooking gives me
great,
a sense of creating.
yeah, feeling when everyone enjoys, like, they like what I've made. Yeah, this one maybe is a better. And of course, you can say that it gave me a chance to be more creative in a kitchen to create something because you mentioned, well, so the meaning of them genuinely, truly enjoy, truly love doing something. And when I say experiment with dish, like I mean try new recipes. So when you try new recipes or mix something, maybe ingredients to creatively to make something, you can use this. And as I told you, turn out the final result. So, for example, the cake turned out perfectly. The final result was perfect. So, turnout is really good one. You can use it. And just this, let's keep going with the next question. Yeah. So, are you a good cook? Can you cook well?
Um, my husband, my husband says that I'm a, I'm cook. I'm a good cook. I think I can cook, and I try my best to make it delicious. Um, yes, I usually learned uh, how to cook. Uh, yeah, learn from the I learned the recipes from the internet again, and sometimes and in a there are several times I cooked successfully. Yeah,
Yeah, very good. So every
even when we have a guest, uh, we have a lot of guests. Um, have a meal with us. Come to have a meal with us. Yes.
yeah. Okay. So of course, your husband says you are a great cook. Of course, he have to. He has to say because there is no
Yes.
other. Of course, there is no other choice here, so he has to. And so about. Okay, so my husband says I'm a great cook. That was good. Is good. Why not? You can use it, but maybe great is a bit more natural. Yeah. And so you can say, and I think I do pretty well in the kitchen. So I I think I do pretty well in the kitchen. So like, okay. And you always try your best to make every dish delicious. Okay, I want to change delicious and make it more natural. You can say, I always try my best to make every dish as tasty as possible. This one is better.
Hmm.
Yeah. And of course, from the internet, you don't need it. I usually learn new recipes online. Just online is okay. And you said sometimes is good. But from time to time is better. Yeah. So from time to time, you said in sometimes, several times, or you said something like this. I cook successfully. You can say, I managed to pull off a really good dish. So let's see, what is the meaning of pull off a dish? Pull off a dish. Okay. When you want to say successfully make a challenging or new dish. So that is successfully make maybe challenging or new dish. So this one. For example, I wasn't sure about for example, the recipe, but I actually pulled it off. Pull off and is separable. If you have uh, object pronoun, you can divide, actually, you can put it between two parts of your verb. So we have some first, occasionally, from time to time. For example, from time to time, I like bake something sweet. Yeah, so this one is better. And when you want to say something is extremely delicious or the base flavor, you can say as tasty as possible. Yeah, so I add this to make it as tasty as possible. And of course, as I told you, I try to pull off a really good dish. Pull off a really good dish. Yeah.
I
Well,
managed to pull off a dish. I
yeah,
managed to pull off a dish.
I managed to pull off a really good dish.
A really good dish.
Yeah, of course. So, for example, from time to time, I managed to pull off a really good dish. This is fluent. Yeah. And, pull off a
Okay.
really great phrasal verb, meaning succeed at something challenging. Well, and what times do you usually eat your meals? Like breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
In the morning, I usually have a breakfast at 9. Um, Actually, after uh, doing exercise and have a lunch at 12 p. at 12. Then um, I have a dinner at before 8, 5 p.m.
Okay, very good time. So I usually have my breakfast at 9. Yeah, and then I do exercise, right? Yeah, it was good. So exercise is good, but if you want to say do exercise, it's better to say workout. I work out. I would go for this one. They are the same exactly, just and correct. Do exercise is correct, but maybe this one is better. And normally, I usually have breakfast when you are not sure about the time because it's not exactly at 9. Sometimes maybe we can say around 9. So I usually have breakfast around 9 and I work out before lunch. Uh, and then I usually have, you want to say 12? Okay. Instead of 12 p.m., you can say noon, at noon. And
Mm,
then I eat dinner around 5 p.m. Yeah. Okay. So because,
not late, not
yeah,
late, not late. Yeah. Uh, I want to say that I have a dinner not uh, not later than 5 p.m.
you want to say, sorry,
I want to say I have a dinner um
not
not
later than 5
later than
p.m.
5 p.m. Is it okay?
Yeah, of course you can say, okay, but you can say, but let me make it better. You can say no later. So we usually have dinner no later than 5. No later than
No,
5. Yeah, of course. You can say,
I have a dinner
of course, but not,
no
I want to
later,
say that when you want to say not, it's understandable, but no is a standard. No
no
later
later
than
than
5, of course.
okay.
Yeah. So whenever you want to say that, not after time, okay, you can say no later than, okay? And so, for example, please submit the form no later than Friday. No later than Friday. So this is a good phrase. You can use it in different contexts, okay?
No later than
And yeah.
Friday.
Of course. And you know that there are different optional, phrases. For example, we always eat dinner by PM if you want to say that before 5 p.m., but it's okay.
Mm.
But this one is standard. Okay. Ah, what do you think about being, because you are not vegetarian, so I want to ask you, what do you think about being vegetarian?
I'm
Just
not a vegetarian.
Sorry, I interrupted you, but we are running out of time, so let's log out and back in. Okay, then we
Okay.
keep going.